The Progressive Presidents, 1901 to 1921. Theodore Roosevelt, 1901 to 1909, known as a vigorous and outspoken leader, considered himself a spokesman for the people. He focused on regulating railroads through the Hepburn Act, preserving the environment by establishing the National Park Service, and improving labor conditions with safety laws, wage reforms, and restrictions on child labor. Roosevelt also tackled monopolies, enforcing the Sherman Antitrust Act to break up entities like Standard Oil. Additionally, he addressed food safety by implementing the Meat Inspection Act and Pure Food and Drug Act to ensure better quality standards. William H. Taft, 1909 to 1913, a more indecisive yet likable figure, continued Roosevelt's trust-busting efforts, breaking up even more monopolies. He championed tax reforms through the 16th Amendment, allowing income tax collection based on earnings, and expanded democracy with the 17th Amendment, enabling direct election of U.S. senators. Woodrow Wilson, 1913 to 1921, a moralistic and scholarly leader, emphasized teaching and ethical governance. His administration passed the Clayton Antitrust Act to strengthen anti-monopoly efforts and establish the Federal Trade Commission for business oversight. Wilson reformed the banking system with the Federal Reserve Act, creating a government-controlled national bank to stabilize the economy. He supported the temperance movement, culminating in the 18th Amendment, which prohibited alcohol. Additionally, he championed women's suffrage, leading to the 19th Amendment granting women the right to vote. These presidents collectively embodied the progressive era's focus on reforming business, expanding democracy, and addressing social issues.